Hi guys, here with my One Book July 1 week update. It's not quite been a week. We're on Friday the 5th of July, but I'm looking at next week and setting up next week, and so I thought it'd be a good time to do the video. As you may have known from my first video, I have a happy planner and the book. Those of you that have definitely seen the first video may notice a difference with the happy planner underneath. But I'm going to start with the bullet journal method. So my original plan had been to divide the contents of the book equally among the 4.5 weeks and then read an appropriate amount each week. I'd finished week 1s by Monday, and I'm now partway through week 3s because I'm just devouring it. So yeah, this is where I'm at the moment. These last 2 weeks. We'll be there by the end of the week, I reckon. I'm really enjoying rereading it. I noticed things I didn't notice before, and I think because of the dramatic changes in my life in the last few months, I'm reading things slightly differently, and there are certain things that are perhaps resonating with me a little bit more based on some of the stuff I've done with therapy service here and things like that. I did get it fairly quickly after the book came out, read it, loved it, because bullet journaling is where I kind of fell into the planner community rabbit hole. And then it got taken by my mum. I kept having to battle to get it back off of her. This was before the One Book July announcement and wanting to reread it, and yeah, I'm devouring it. I am making notes as I go in a notebook to refer to, and I'm already kind of there's some things going on that are likely to change this setup over the next week or so, but we'll see how that goes. So still loving this, definitely recommend reading it, even if you don't necessarily want to follow the method. I think it's just really interesting, some of the perspectives Ryder Carroll has on things. So I'm going to put that to one side. Again, sorry for the glare on my cover from my light. This still has vaguely the same contents that it had before. It just has a different colour and is now on small discs. I'll stand it that way. No, I'll stand it that way because you can see most of the rainbow. There we go. This is the cover and discs from a Happy Notes notebook, which I think was released as part of the student-teacher release this year. And I like my rainbow discs that I did have with the black contrast, but I also like the cover, which I felt for sort of wellness and well-being was... It was a nice cover to have, but it was better than the other one. Bold and bright, I think, is more me than pastel-y. I discovered very quickly that there was a whole chunk of my setup that I wasn't using, and there were things that were perhaps missing, so I have changed it. So the first bit is still essentially the same. Have a look. Still got my journaling cards in there. Still got this in there to do something with. And then, yeah, this section is sort of like my wellness planner section. So the dividers came with the notebook. I'm taking all the notebook paper out and just putting everything else. So if we start with my July monthly, that's probably a good place to start, isn't it? So one thing that I hadn't put in, which I was quite enjoying doing, was tracking weather. I don't know why I was enjoying doing it, but I was. So I decided that I was going to use my monthly for this as well. And this gets added to throughout the day. I haven't had a day where I've done everything, but I don't expect there to be a day where I've done everything. It's more of a curiosity building up, seeing patterns. So if I know, for example, there's 4 days where I don't get out of the house, and I'm looking back through some of the notes on my weekly and I'm thinking, this doesn't seem very good, it could be because I just need to get out of the house. It's that kind of picture building. These Penguin Joe weather stickers are from Elibeth Designs, and I've just punched these to go in here because they don't just have to go punched to go in your A5 sticker 8 binder. They can also go in here, which is a very sad but wonderful discovery. Then we'll get on to the weekly spread. So this divider, here we go, is one like it came with the bullet journal stencils, so it's the same plastic as the stencil, so it's nice and light. I found I needed an overview of what was going on, so these are half sheets again, I think from this year's student teacher release, and they've just got a dot grid back. But it's just so I could see the events that are going on through the week without having to flick back and forth, because I was looking at this spread a lot more than the other one. Plus I love the fact that all the Happy Planner stuff's removable, and I do prefer the smaller discs to the large ones because it just feels a bit more stable. So this is where things are working really, really well. I did beat myself up yesterday quite a bit because I didn't have breakfast, but I think this week's been a bit odd because I've got into this kind of fairly good routine, and my husband's at home on holiday for a week and we haven't really done anything, but it's been quite nice just to be around each other. But that's thrown a lot of the routine out. So like I said before, hydration, meal plan, sleep, here, this is my screen time. This is where I've had alcohol because I thought that was worth putting in. This is sort of like the me thing I've done, self-care. Health appointments I wanted to include in, and then there's just lots of journaling stuff within that, and I've really liked that, so I've kind of gone for a similar setup for next week. So I've already set next week up. Again, I've got a half sheet with all the events that are going on, and then I've kind of used similar sorts of stickers to set up my week. So I've used these half box checklists for what I'm eating for the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Again, exercise, this will be my screen time, things are done for me, sleep, little space for anything else, gratitude, and then the top 3. So what I was doing before this week, that's the one before this week, and by this week I mean this week, not this week. I was recording like 3 good things that happen every day, and I've discovered that I haven't been doing that, so I thought I'd use these to put that in part of sort of like my daily review bit, as well as sort of like anything else I want to know health wise. So that setup is really working. It's a little the weird thing is not doing like stickers and adding stickers in every single day, because I do enjoy that, and as I've said before, you know, part of the reason I go full on decoration is the absorbing nature of the activity. So I'm trying to work out whether I can kind of do a bit of a more traditional decorative spread next week or not. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, really. Then we go to my Faith Planner tab. So August has come out because I didn't see the point in having August. The monthly spread, I was going to do verse of the day, but I haven't really done anything with it. Annoying plastic ripping out sound again. This is where I have been doing my scripture writing for the day. I haven't done today's yet, but that's fine. Which is taken from SWT Blessings, and I think this one's his strength. It's not necessarily the one that was released for this month, it's just what I wanted to do. So the pink box at the top is the verse for that day from the prompt. I am kind of loosely using soap as planned by this, but yeah, I've been quite personal with a lot of it, so, which is why it's covered up. The top box with the 3 here, I am having a go at the 1,000 Gifts prompts, which is something Rachel has done forever and ever and talked about lots and lots and lots, and it was just a way of building gratitude in, because that's quite a good thing to do. So it's just 3 things each day, so I thought that space worked quite well for that, and I've just got the week's prompts there, and just a little bit of like habit tracking going on. So next week again, I've just got it set up ready to go, prompts are there, page for writing, and then I've got the gratitude prompts ready for the week to go. So that's all I've done. This space I'm not using as such for these, I'm just kind of using it however I feel like. So that's kind of like the me time stuff, if that makes sense, and like my wellness, what I'm doing for me. Faith planning's part of that as well. This is where the change has happened. So if you saw my setup video, I had part of the dashboard planner layouts within the planner as well, with the idea of having that sort of more traditional diary aspect, the more planner part really. it wasn't really working for day-to-day plans. I can see it working really, really well for a work planner, and just not an everything everyday planner, if that makes sense. I know some people online have made them look amazing, but it's just not working for me. But I will probably find a use for it somehow, because I don't like things not being used. So I made some changes. This is my bullet journal method tracker that I created for reading. It's kind of gone out the window, but hey ho. That was an appointment letter. This is a future log. This is probably giving you an idea. I wanted my future log at the front so I could add things as they come up. This is an index page that I've done nothing with. This is my July monthly log with my calendar page and my tasks page. And then we get into my bullet journal section, because it made far more sense to me, and as I'm reading it and things are coming up, I just want to get back into it really. So I put some dot grid paper in here to use this as a bullet journal alongside my wellness planner on the same set of discs. So it's still one book for the moment. I have created my own key. It's fairly standard. It's what I've been using since I started bullet journaling. Tasks are now just dots because I can cross them off and turn them into weird things. Events and appointments, I felt it was important for me to put appointment on that, because events can just be anything, but yeah, I know what I mean. Notes, I also do this funny little squiggle for notes, which I've started doing again more recently. I always used to do them like that, so I just thought I'd put it in there, because if I do that, that's what it means. Stars are things that are important or a priority. Notes related to health, I'm making a triangle because I need those to stand out. I need those to be obvious compared to everything else. So things like sleeping patterns or how I'm feeling at the end of the day. I tend to make a note on tiredness levels, all sorts of things like that. So that was important. And then my daily focus and intention, I did use a stencil. It's quickly become a diamond, because I like that concept of having a daily focus, which comes from Passion Planner. Ryder Carroll talks about setting a daily intention, so that thing that you really want to focus on or do. So I've kind of put that in there, and I put it on the Miss Maker half sheet just because I like the washi. And again, I can kind of take it out, put it in as I feel like, and move it around. It's the same reason I did the monthly as a half sheet, is because I can take it out and move it around amongst my dailies. So this is today. I've paperclipped a few pages together because I didn't want to share them, because it's personal, and some of this I am going to share is still quite personal, but I thought it would be helpful to see how I'm using the method. I know Romany's doing some really in-depth videos on how she's using the method and what she's taking from the book, and they are amazing. Some of them I disagree with a tiny bit, but it's personal interpretation and you're making the system work for you, so you do what you do, and that's the important thing. So I've got here combination tasks. This is health related because my sleep routine and sleep pattern is something that I need to work on for me. Pretty much every morning this week I've slept through my alarm, quite heftily slept through my alarm, which, considering it's like a sleep based app alarm, is a bit concerning, but I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that my husband's not been at work this week, he's been at home. So normally my alarm's going off soon-ish after he's got up, so that I'm sort of slightly being disturbed anyway, whereas he's getting up whenever he feels like, and yeah, it's just throwing me out completely. So I think that's probably what it is. The 54321 collection is something that came from the book about goal setting and what you want to do, and I've just taken these three as the important things to work on the next couple of days / hours, one of which was getting familiar with the portal for the supply agency I'm signed up with. So I've already done that, which was good, but that's why they're kind of separate. This is the rest of the week. Now you can see I changed quite quickly. I missed having the space to just go blah, 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 and eject my brain, basically, for want of a better description. So all sorts of things have gone on here. The Caesar sticker order was my half sheets and this notebook, so that changed quite quickly. Mainly because I really like the cover, and I do like half sheets for Happy Planner stuff. I do use Happy Planner stuff a lot, even if it's just notebooks. I have my focus, notes, all sorts of things, which is fine. This is where it gets a little bit more personal, so please be kind and gentle. So one of the things that's been talked about very heavily in Romney's most recent videos and in the book is about having your event and then having notes related to it underneath. So I had my phone appointment with therapy service about what happens next, and just made some notes, an email from my contact at the supply agency, and a couple of notes, and that's just really, really helpful to see it all together, and that's something that I'd probably got out of the habit of doing. I think this discerning between tasks, events, notes is something that I had got a little bit bad at, and that's something that I'm trying to focus on and have been doing okay at so far, really. Again, trying to do all sorts of things. This was something I was going to do, but the Facebook and Instagram servers went down this week, so you can see any photos. So trying to post photos for a D-stash just was not happening at all. There's a few notes on that. And yeah, that's basically it. So the sketch plan for the week, one of the things that came out of my appointment with the people this week on the phone was having like a sketch plan for the week and fixing your anchor points where you definitely know things going on, which is why I've created this to start me off with when things are happening, when things are due by. So I know we've got a group blog post due next week, so I will schedule some time one of these days to sort it out. I need to schedule in time for sort of like my weekly review, check-in process. I need to put some blocks of time aside for certain things so that I've got like anchor points in the week, basically. I've, funnily enough, just finished reading the chapter that Ryder Carroll has about time and time blocking, and so I love this, having this in one place. It's really, really nice and convenient. I think, however, that the one book may have to change. I don't know, this is just we're pausing. One thing that has always been helpful, and I've always said why I need a planner alongside my bullet journal, is the fact that I need to see the week as a whole alongside my general brain evacuations, as I'm calling them at the moment, where I list what I need to do, what's going on, notes about all sorts of things, and having the two side by side is what works for me. Now this week's kind of been okay because the half sheets, I say, having just closed everything, the half sheets kind of given me that overview of what's going on in the week, so I can kind of see where things are whilst I'm doing everything else. However, the time aspect, as I should know by now, which is the main reason I use a happy planner, passion planner, the main reason I use a passion planner is for the time and the timelines. So I'm going to see out the week just in this. I'm going to aim to start next week just in this. However, I am going to go looking through all my inserts because I'm fairly certain somewhere I've got a timeline extension pack for the Happy Planner so that I can have my timeline for the week and my daily ramblings side by side. If that doesn't work, I'm going to do super functional colour blocked weeks in a passion planner. So I want to stay in one book if I can, and I'm trying to find the inserts to do that, but it may not happen. We'll wait and see. The other thing is, I just thought I'd say as well, firstly thank you to everyone who shared lovely comments and sent me messages and things about sharing this setup, because it is very personal to me. But the other thing is that a lot of people have gone, "You're using a happy planner?" Yeah, I'm not using a bound book. For me, a bound book is my happy place, and doing anything else just seems a bit weird. But everyone's going, but you can't, if you put more than one thing on a set of discs, then it's more than one thing. But this, to me, is no different than using a traveller's notebook with 5 or 6 different inserts in it. Because that's still one book, this is still one set of discs. So it's one book, right? Surely? Anyway, it is something different for me. That's the big thing. And I'm really enjoying the process, again, as I've said. So, come Sunday, I'm going to do a bit of a weekly review session for me, working on all the things that I've been working on in my therapy sessions and just doing my general weekly check-in. But I do need some time planning. I do want to build in some kind of more traditional stickering, because while I've used stickers for my setup, once I've set up the week, that's it. I'm not adding any more stickers, which feels weird. Mainly because of that absorbing nature of those activities. So that's my setup at the moment. A little review of the first week. I'm kind of holding this like this so you can see the cover without having the horrible glare, because I find this inspirational. Inspirational, positive, upbeat. You got it. Yeah, really rambly. Very sorry about that. But, you know, everyone's One Book July journey is personal to them, and what you're doing for you, as long as it's working, who cares, right? I'm going to do another weekly review process next week on how things are going and what I've changed or not changed. I may also do a video on sort of my general takeaways from the Bullet Journal Method book once I've finished it as well. Because everyone reads it differently, so I may do something on that. As always, any comments or questions or anything you'd like to see me do on my channel, please leave in the comments below. I'll be back with another update video, as I said, and in the meantime, guys, happy planning.